I just wanted this room to, as soon as you walk in, feel full of colour and just take you somewhere else. And I've always had a thing for red walls, whether it's Diana Vreeland or John Stephanadis. I just love a red room. So this is Farrow & Ball's Romesco, and the border I hand painted. It took me about 2 weeks, and the colours are all different sample pots from Carte Blanche that Farrow & Ball launched, I think, last summer. It's interesting, this colour, because in the morning it's a really nice happy space to start your day, and then in the evening it gets cosier, has this lovely warmth to it, and this room gets lots of sunlight which eventually comes, and when that's on the walls it changes again. So I really just love this room, and all the colours that pop against the wall work just lovely for me. I think the favourite thing of this room is the ceiling. This was here when we came, and it's got the most incredible ceiling rose. So if I'm lying back on the sofa with my Willy Wonka oversized stripy Murano light that came from Italy that I just love, it just brings pure joy. So yeah, the ceiling is as much as a feature as anything else. I'm really a fan of that in my work.
So I'm in my very yellow living room. This is India Yellow by Farrow & Ball, and I always use their paints because I just think they've got a really good kind of colour changing quality. So this colour looks quite different in the morning, and then it looks a lot richer and deeper in the evening, which is really nice. And I've got a really bad habit for knickknacks and kind of bits of tut, as my friends would say. So this is the place where I've been able to display things that I've collected over the years. So there's a lot of things from my travels, a lot of things I've kind of liberated from my mum's house or my grandma's house. And I just like to sometimes sit in my living room and just look at my things. I find really minimal, sparse spaces quite oppressive in a way. I just like things to look at. I've always been like that since I was a child. I've got greedy magpie eyes. I'm definitely on a budget. I think interiors as a hobby is one of the most expensive things you can do. So I'm always looking for ways to make my home look nice, but not chuck loads of cash at it. So I will beg, borrow and steal things. I'll upcycle things. I love eBay, and I love kind of trawling car boot sales and vintage shops. But then I also will splurge and treat myself, but only if I think that I'm gonna have them for life. So that's a good investment. So this coffee table is Soho Home, which was a huge splurge for me. But a coffee table is so central and integral to a living room. I use it every single day. And yeah, I think it's quite timeless. So I'll have this for a really long time. Even if I do redecorate, this table will stay and it will be in pristine condition.
So this is our TV room. This is the room where we spend most of our time. The house is located in the heart of Epping Forest, so the house is surrounded by trees, and I really wanted to reflect that in the decor of this room. So this mural is by Little Green. It was new last year. It's called Bird and Bluebell. I absolutely love the design. The trees reflected all the outside of the house. I absolutely love the purple bluebells with the birds just floating all around the room. The room was painted in a block colour before, and I just didn't feel that it, really complemented what you could see from outside with the arched doors and the large window. So this mural was just such a perfect choice for this space. So this sideboard is actually another IKEA hack. It's IKEA kitchen cabinets, painted, and then the top is a piece of MDF that's been wrapped in a vinyl to look like marble. And I didn't want to interrupt this beautiful wall mural with a black TV, so I invested in the Samsung frame, which means when it's turned off, it gives this beautiful illusion of a framed picture. I can change it whenever I want to have something new. There's actually no ceiling lights in here, which is absolutely fine because I've filled the room with lamps, which gives a lovely glow in the evening, and I've made sure that they're all in a neutral colourway, so they're just really soft against the green background. So these arch doors really are the key feature in the room. When we came to see the house, they were here and we absolutely loved them. They were just beautiful. They lead out into a balcony, which is perfect for the summer, and I paired the light colour of the doors with this beautiful neutral sofa from Hills Furniture. I absolutely love the curved back, and I've used a variety of sized cushions there for just visual appeal. For this room, I had this blind made in this Sanderson fabric. It's a stripe, but if you look closely, it's actually got scallop detailing on the edges of the stripe, which just makes it a little bit more interesting.
So this is my lounge. This is my favourite room in the house. It's my room, really. The kids aren't really allowed in here messing around. This is my sanctuary, and I come in here every evening and I sit in the corner and I relax. So all the colours in here are designed to make me feel calm and relaxed, and that's why I've chosen the blues. I've got blue everywhere. Blue is one of my favourite colours, and it just makes me feel so calm. The whole room has been designed around this central fireplace. So this has always been here. I've kept the exact same fireplace from before the renovation, and the same mirror. I found this in an antique shop and it was about £15, and I painted it white and I absolutely adore it. It's so solid and I just think it's beautiful. It fits the space perfectly. In the alcoves, I wanted to use my own artwork and design everything around those. So that was where I started. I've used my own mural wallpaper from my Harlequin collaboration. I've got the chinoiserie vases as well, which are just so stunning. It's a real echo of everything that I love, that kind of decorative look. This sofa we got from DFS, and it's the House Beautiful sofa. I absolutely love it. I chose this vivid blue velvet and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's really good for hiding stains as well. Everything just comes right off it. It's so practical. The whole space to me just feels so special and elegant. So it's slightly different to the rest of the house, which is a bit more modern. This is where I've got the kind of more sumptuous, cozy, elegant, a bit more traditional, quite inspired by my mum's design aesthetic. When I was growing up, this is the kind of thing that we had around the house, like a lot of floral patterns.
So this is our living space, and this piece of joinery here is the same piece of joinery that we were seeing in the hall. So this is what we've got on the back here. We've deliberately created some little shelves to house our collections of things that we've found and collected over the years. This room has got quite a few of my textiles in, as well as textiles from some of my friends, and I often find it's really important to live with my own textile design so I can feel what it feels like to live with these kinds of colour palettes, and it helps me to know what works really. The curtains are part of my collaboration with Hillary's, and we've used the same curtain through the living room and the kitchen, again because it is all one space and it just helps to tie those spaces together. And then on the bookshelf are lots and lots of art books, and Peter and I are always in disagreement about how they should be presented. I love size and colour graduation, but Peter won't let me do that with his art books, which are all alphabetical, and apparently size and colour isn't important. When we designed the living room, we really wanted to have two big sofas facing each other from a sociable point of view. Both Peter and I love having our friends round, and this setup really allows a good group of friends to sit around and have a good conversation. So on this side of the room, I've got some of the woven textiles from some of my heroes in woven textile design. This is one of my favourite pieces in my whole house. I've had it for about 20 years. I've got two of them and they are absolutely gorgeous. They're honeycomb blankets by Wallace and Sewell, and I would say I would put this in one of the top 3 things that I own. I absolutely love these blankets. On the mantelpiece here is a framed textile by Ptolemy Mann, and it works really beautifully with a little painting I've got here by Claire Callow. Claire Callow was my best friend at school from the age of 11, and she's a painter, so it's quite a treasure to me, that one. And the statue on the right was made by my great aunt, who had her work in the Royal Academy. And I think that mermaid sitting there almost looks like her shadow is falling onto the painting, which I think is quite sweet.